This is Mr. Burley, your Catholic District School Board. This is the second video in this series. The first one with WeVideo, I just showed you how the dashboard works and so on, and where things were located and how to bring in files and whatnot. In this one, you can see I've used video channel number 1. And all I'm going to teach you in this one, particular one, is we're going to bring in images, we're going to bring in videos, and I'm going to show you the transition. So we're going to get something that looks like this. So there's no dialogue in here yet. There's no text or anything. It's just strictly, there's a video and you can see the transitions. I'm trying to keep the transitions similar. And I'm using in this narrative, I'm using the white because it's winter, right? So I figured the white would be the best way to do it. And you can see I'm using the same transitions all the way across. I'm not jumping into different transitions. I did use one to go to black, and I used that one, you can see, and then I went back to white again. And so this one here slows down. You can see the snowmobiles going on the trails. Again, we're going to dip into a white transition here, another white transition here that gets out onto the lake. Frozen lake for a second, white transition one more time into this. So we're going to jump into how that's done, and I'm keeping the video short. I'm trying to keep it to under 60 seconds, such that you can put it on your Instagram account or any of these kinds of things. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here, I'm going to get rid of these things. I'm going to take them out of there. Like so. And now I'm going to go and bring them all in and show you how. So I've got them already in here, and I showed you how you drag and drop that. It's pretty straightforward, dragging it into here. We're going to use video channel number 1. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in video number 2. And I've already labeled them. When I bring in video number 2, it's quite lengthy. I'm going to shrink it down to something like 6 seconds, I think. Works nicely here. And then if you take that video and you look at it, you'll see it shows the snowmobiles lining up, and then it shows a few seconds on the trail. That's not quite enough time on the trail. I think I had a little bit longer, so I'm going to take it up to more like 7 seconds. And you can see how I'm doing that. I'm grabbing it over here and expanding it, contracting how I need to. Okay, so a little bit of time on the trail here, good. And then I'm going to bring in another video number 1 here. Right there, video number 1, and I'm going to shrink him down as well to something like 16 seconds or 6 seconds, I should say. And you can see what I'm doing. I'm just moving this back and forth. I'm going to have to move my face up in a second and I can shrink this up and down this way here, and I can move it across as well. I'm just going to move myself up there for a second. I'm going to bring it back into something like this here, and maybe something like this. And I'm just looking at 15 seconds, I think I had. And now let's take a look at that. And you can see what I'm doing there is I'm transitioning without a change, like it's a straight transition, like you'd see in a movie. All right, a little bit of run up the trail there just to show the person so in this narrative, I'm just showing the person what it's like for snowmobiling. A lot of people don't understand snowmobiling and haven't seen it before, and that's what I'm showing and demonstrating this. Okay, now I'm going to bring in image number 1, which is the beautiful Halliburton forest here. And let's have a look at that. I'm not going to put any transitions in yet. I'm just going to show you, there's the beautiful Halliburton forest. Largest privately owned land in Canada, I believe. Now I'm going to bring in image number 2, which is a river, this is north of Bob Cajun, another beautiful area. And then I'm going to bring in another image down here. This is Fenelon Falls, nice historic town on the Trent Severn Waterway, like so. And then I'm going to bring in another video, video number 2. I've just drawn it all out here so I know what I'm doing. So there's video number 2. Make sure I'm not in the right spot. I'm going to shrink video number 2 way back here, something like this, because I want to see the tail end of it. I want to see where the trail is slowed down quite a bit, like this. So if you see now, this time frame shows you 46 seconds. When it gets to the end, you can see that's up to 49. Now there's 50 seconds. So I can stop that for a second. I'm going to shrink that just down just a little bit more, like so. And then I'm going to bring in image number 5. And so again, I've already, which is, let's see, image number 5 is here. again, this is Halliburton Forest. Just so what I've done here is I've got you running nice and slow and enjoying the, whoop, I got to get rid of that GoPro thing. Got to get rid of that GoPro. That's not supposed to be there. Like something like that. Let's see if it's covered. I'm going to bring it over here so I can play with it a little easier. I'm going to get rid of that GoPro. There you go. It's, all right. Now let's have a look at transitions into that. And then abrupt transition there. It doesn't look very nice. We're going to fix that in a second. And then we're going to bring in image number 6 here. We've got the frozen lake. And right here, this is it. It's actually image number 4, frozen lake. And I want to stretch the frozen lake out for a second. Just got better results when I stretched it out. Now, if you put this right here, you see we're already up to 1 minute. So we can go back here and we can truncate or shrink some of these down a little bit. And then I'm going to bring in the last one here, which is all the snowmobiles lined up. So that takes us to 1 minute and 6 seconds, a bit long. I'm going to shrink. I'm going to bring this out a bit like this so we can see them. So this is how you expand and contract that particular thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take video number 2, the second video here, and I'm just going to take it back a few seconds like that and see if I can't keep this under a minute. It's nice under a minute. You can email it to somebody. It's a quick video. Most people are not going to sit and watch lengthy videos, and you just want to get your narrative out as quickly as possible. So if I look at this now, I can see where am I at here. I'm at 1 minute and 4 seconds. So again, let's take this back down here. This is at 17 seconds. Let's take it down to 10 or 12. Now, I want to see those snowmobiles going the other direction though. I was really hoping to see that there, and that gives it. That's good. I want to show that you're not completely alone out there and completely isolated. Again, this is a narrative. This is a story we're telling. There's 58 seconds, so that's pretty good. I think that'll give us what we're trying to get. Now what I'm going to do is show you the transition. Now, if you watch transitions, you can click on the transitions up here, and there's a ton of them. You can do all kinds of fancy stuff. And it's just like a PowerPoint presentation. If you do too many transitions at different speeds and different textures and all the rest of it and different looks, it kind of looks choppy and broken up. You want to look professional. If you watch a video, a TV show, you'll see the way they transition. They're very subtle transitions. Sometimes it's an in-your-face transition, and you can do that. And you're more than welcome. There's tons of different transitions down here. The first transition here to here, I'm not going to have anything at all. I'm just going to have it. If you watch, it looks natural. It kind of just flows into the trail, and there we have the trail. Now when it comes up here, and you're right on the trail for a few seconds, you're getting to see this beautiful, bright, sunny day, snowmobiles going by, other people enjoying it, and then bang, it transitions to this here and here. Now in there, what I'm going to do is I like dip to white. I'm going to put dip to white, and I'm using dip to white because it looks natural. It's a snowy day. It's a white day. So I'm going to use dip to white here. I'm going to use dip to white here. And then when I transition to go into the small town, because it's showing it's starting to get dark, the sun's going down. So what I did here is I dipped to black. And I think the transition looks quite nice. So let's have a look at that. You can see the white comes in, nice sunny day or cloudy sunny day, cloudy day, dipping to black, showing you the small town, Fenland Falls. Again, here I want to go from dipping to white down in here like this, and I think that looks nice. If you look here, you'll see dip to white. It looks nice. You're on the trails, riding nice and slow, enjoying the trail system. Again, a little bit of time. Now I'm going to put, later on, we're going to put text in here. We're going to put some over, we're going to talk over it, different things like that. There's the beautiful trail system. Now we're on to this, to the adrenaline junkie lake, or unlimited speeds. No speed limit there. You can go as fast as you want. And my wife likes to because she's terrified of water. And then transition to the end where all the snowmobiles are lined up. And you can see. So that takes us to 1 minute, a little bit past 1 minute. So again, probably come back here and maybe shrink the initial side here, and then push it back, because I wanted to, as you saw, I want to maintain those snowmobile. I wanted to maintain the snowmobiles coming the other direction. I wanted that to be, I should be able to just, no. So now I'm going to get rid of this guy for a second, move him back, and then I want to bring back this transition here. I'm going to undo that. Actually, I'm going to delete the transitions like this. I just find this is easier. I tried to move the transitions earlier, and it just doesn't seem to work very well. What it does is it makes your video makes your image smaller, and I don't want the image smaller. So I'm just going to bring them back in here, like so. Bring this guy back, and then it's just as easy to bring them back. So I dip to white here, and then of course when I went to the Finland Falls area, I dipped to the black to give that dramatic look to it. White back on the trail system, white here and white here, and you know what? Just for dramatic effect, I'm going to see what it looks like black. The last one, we fade out to black. So you see, I've only used three different transitions. There's all kinds of different transitions you can use, but like I said, I think it looks professional. Now that you've seen this, have a look, watch some television shows, watch some YouTube videos and stuff, and see how they transition, see the way they look. If it's a Saturday morning cartoon, of course, the transitions are bright and crazy. But when you're using trying to look for a professional look, they're a little more subtle. Okay, so in the next video, we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to talk about the bringing in text to add to the storyline, to add to the narrative. For this video right here, strictly bringing in the videos, doing the transitions. And now I want to show you one other thing here too. We're going to put audio here eventually. Right here, you can go unmute track or mute track. All of these videos have sounds. Some of them have the snowmobile sounds, and I may well leave the snowmobile sounds at some point. But for right now, all these have been muted. Okay.